So what exactly is text-based editing, and why is everyone suddenly talking about it? Put simply, it is treating your entire video project just like you would edit a standard Word document. You read through a transcript, highlight the sections you want to remove, hit delete, and your video timeline updates instantly. It sounds like a dream for anyone who has spent hours manually cutting clips on a timeline. Today, we are going to dive into how this workflow actually functions in the real world. I will also show you exactly where tools like Vizard fit into your broader content strategy. Text-based editing is not actually brand new, as indie developers have been experimenting with this concept for years. There have been plugins like Transcriptive or Rough Cutter that offered glimpses into this future. The exciting part right now is that Adobe Premiere Pro is baking this functionality directly into the app. If you are on an Adobe Creative Cloud plan, you can grab the beta version from the desktop app and start testing it. It feels incredibly natural to have the transcript and your video timeline talking to each other seamlessly. Here is how the beta behaves. As soon as you import your clips, Premiere handles the transcription automatically. You can select your language preferences and toggle speaker labeling on or off depending on your needs. I personally prefer to let it transcribe everything immediately so the data is ready for me to search. Once the process finishes, a dedicated workspace appears, featuring a large text panel on the left side. The transcript is time-coded, which means you can jump to specific moments in your footage just by clicking. You don't even need to drag a clip into a sequence first, as you can view the transcript right in the source monitor. This feature is an absolute lifesaver when you are digging through hours of raw interviews looking for sound bites. You can use the search bar to jump to specific words or phrases throughout your entire project. If you need to make a correction to the transcript, simply hit Enter and type your changes. Everything stays synced to the timecode, giving you precise surgical control over your edit. When working with multicam footage, I recommend synchronizing all your angles before you start cutting. This ensures that any cut you make in the transcript is applied to every camera angle simultaneously. That is essential workflow hygiene, preventing you from having to repeat the exact same cut across multiple tracks. There are two primary methods to build your rough cut using this approach. First, you can trim directly from the transcript while working inside your sequence. Simply select the words you want to remove and use the extract key to cut them out of the video timeline. If you recorded the same intro 5 different times, you can highlight all the bad takes and delete them instantly. The transcript even identifies pauses, represented by small green dots, so you can clean up pacing issues. You can even toggle the display to show these pauses as ellipse, which makes visually scanning for pacing gaps much easier. One slight issue in the current beta is that pause markers are not always perfectly accurate. Sometimes a visual pause exists in the timeline but fails to appear in the transcript markers. I would love to see a delete all silences button in a future update to really speed things up. Even better, a tool that automatically removes filler words like or would save editors hours. Another cool trick is that you can cut and paste full sentences from your transcript. If you realized a line fits better later in your video, just cut and paste it to the new position. It is intuitive and incredibly fast for building a tight, coherent narrative. The second method is text-based inserts, which is great for building cuts from a large bin of raw interviews. Instead of working in a crowded sequence, you create an empty timeline and open clips in the source monitor. Read through your transcript, highlight the perfect quotes, and hit the insert key to drop them into your sequence. This technique allows you to assemble a story without having to first sort through a messy sequence of footage. It is a fantastic workflow for documentary-style projects where you are fishing for the best sound bites. If you want to work like a pro, learn the keyboard shortcuts for extract, insert, and pause selection. Before we talk about Vizard, I have to mention Mixkit, which is a lifesaver for finding free assets. It provides tons of free stock footage, music, sound effects, and motion templates without needing a login. They recently added vertical clips optimized for TikTok and Reels, which is perfect for repurposing content. Mixkit's templates can be dragged into Premiere's essential graphics panel so you can swap text and colors quickly. Now, let's address the question, where exactly does Vizard fit into this picture? Premiere is great for granular control, but Vizard solves the hustle of turning long-form content into short clips. Vizard uses AI to automatically find the most engaging and viral moments within your long videos. It identifies hooks and high-energy delivery, which cuts your selection time from hours down to just minutes. Vizard also features an auto-schedule tool, allowing you to queue your content for platforms without manual posting. This lets you maintain a consistent posting cadence without the app consuming your entire week. The content calendar view makes managing, tweaking, and publishing your clips incredibly simple. While Premiere is a brilliant NLE, it is not a scheduler, and it won't auto-generate viral clips for you. Premiere helps you trim, but you still need a separate system to caption, crop, and output for social media. For creators focused on growth, Vizard streamlines the entire pipeline from finding clips to scheduling them. I personally like to use Premiere for deep edits where cadence and subtle performance truly matter. Then, I feed those same assets into Vizard to bulk generate short-form clips and handle the scheduling. This way, you aren't choosing one tool over the other, but using each for its unique strengths. If you are managing podcasts, use Premiere's transcript for a highlight reel, then move to Vizard for social conversion. However, always remember that text-based tools can never fully replace your own editorial judgment. A transcript cannot detect sarcasm, tone, or the subtle emotional weight that makes a performance perfect. The AI gets you 90% of the way there, but the last 10% is entirely your creativity. If you want specific features, make sure to use the feedback loops in the Premiere Beta or Vizard support system. Both products are evolving rapidly because they listen to what creators actually need in their daily workflows. Text-based editing is a massive leap forward for faster, smarter video production. Premiere is perfect for granular control, and Vizard is your best bet for scaling short-form content output. Try both, combine them into your workflow, and see how much time you can save. Keep creating faster, smarter, and with way less burnout, and I will see you in the next video.